On our third anniversary, she tossed my gift into the garbage. I wasn't after handmade trinkets, she said. I stayed silent, didn't argue, just retrieved it from the bin. The next day, she spotted it displayed in a gallery window, priced at $10,000. I watched her discard 3 months of my labor into the kitchen trash. The wooden box landed with a heavy thud. She clapped her hands as if ridding herself of filth and left the room. My name's David, I'm 37, and I'm a custom woodworker. Not crafting furniture exactly, more like art. Boxes, sculptures, intricate decorative pieces. It's time-intensive, skill-heavy work. Doesn't make me wealthy, but it covers my expenses. I've been at it for 8 years since quitting my corporate job, a choice I've never regretted. I've been with Monica for 3 years. She's 34, a real estate agent, earns solid money, often outpacing my income. She never missed a chance to remind me of that, dropping subtle jabs about being the primary earner, about how I tinker with wood while she handles serious work. I let it go because, when things were good, they were great. But lately, the bad moments outweighed the good. Our anniversary was yesterday, marking 3 years together. For 3 months, I'd poured spare hours between paid projects into crafting her gift. A jewelry box, not just any box. A work of art. Walnut and maple inlays, hand-carved patterns, dovetailed joints so precise you couldn't slip a sheet of paper through. Hidden compartments, magnetic latches, the kind of piece that demands hundreds of hours over months to perfect. I presented it to her over a homemade dinner, her favorite dish, candles flickering, the whole setup. She unwrapped it and stared. No smile, no spark, just a blank look. She asked what it was. I explained it was a jewelry box for her collection. She owned plenty of high-end jewelry, and I thought she'd value something crafted just for her, something unique. She placed it on the table and said she'd expected the bracelet she'd pointed out last month, the one from Tiffany's, $4,000. I admitted I couldn't afford it. Business had been slow. She picked up the box again, turning it over like she was inspecting a flawed item, and said she didn't want homemade junk. Then she stood, walked to the kitchen, and dropped it in the trash. I sat there, stunned, not yelling or arguing, just absorbing what had happened. 3 months of effort, countless hours, discarded because it wasn't from Tiffany's. I got up, went to the kitchen, and pulled the box from the bin. Coffee grounds smudged one corner. I wiped it clean. Monica was in the bedroom by then, on the phone with her friend Tara, chuckling about her disappointing anniversary and the handmade junk her boyfriend tried to pass off as a gift. I wrapped the box in bubble wrap, stowed it in my truck, and went back inside. Monica was still on the phone. I told her I was heading out. She waved me off without a glance. I drove to Hendrick's Gallery downtown. I've been working with Patricia, the owner, for 2 years, selling smaller pieces through her. She'd been asking for more inventory, but I prioritized commissions. We had a standard consignment deal, 50/50 split, fair terms. Patricia was locking up when I arrived, but she let me in. I unwrapped the box and placed it on her counter. She slipped on her glasses and studied it, silent for several minutes. She examined every detail, the joints, the inlays, the hidden compartments, the magnetic latches. Finally, she asked where I'd been hiding work of this caliber. I told her I'd always done this level of work. She just hadn't seen my finest pieces. This one was meant as a gift, but that plan fell apart. She asked if it was for sale. I said it was now. Patricia set the box down gently and said she needed to research, but her instinct pegged it as gallery-grade work, worth $8,000 to $10,000, maybe more to the right buyer. I must have looked stunned because she explained that this level of craftsmanship was rare. The inlay alone was museum-worthy. She knew collectors who sought fine woodwork and wanted to photograph the piece, get it appraised, and display it in her front window. It'd take a few days to finalize everything. I told her to proceed as she saw fit. We updated our consignment agreement for this piece. She'd handle insurance, and I'd get half the sale price. Driving home, I felt something new, not anger or sadness, but clarity, like the world had snapped into focus. Monica was asleep, or pretending to be, when I got home. I didn't care either way and slept in the guest room. The next morning, I headed to my workshop early to finish a client commission. Monica left for work without a word. I heard her car pull out around 8 a.m. over the next 2 days. Patricia handled the paperwork. Photos, condition report, provenance appraisal. An independent appraiser confirmed her estimate. Similar pieces had sold for $8,000 to $12,000 at auction. She listed it for $10,500. On Thursday, 3 days after I dropped it off, Patricia called. The box was now in her front window, perfectly lit, price tag prominent. She'd had 2 serious inquiries already, with one collector returning Saturday for a closer look. I thanked her and went back to work. Friday afternoon, my phone lit up, 8 missed calls from Monica, 15 texts. She'd seen the box in the gallery window. Her office was 2 blocks from Hendrix. She must have passed it during lunch, recognizing the unique inlay pattern instantly. Her texts demanded to know why my trash art was listed for $10,000, calling it a mistake and urging me to call her immediately. I didn't call, just texted back. The handmade junk found a better home with someone who values craftsmanship. Then I silenced her notifications and finished my workday. She was in the driveway when I got home, car idling. She stepped out as I parked, face flushed, yelling before I could open my door. She demanded to know if that was really my box in the gallery, if someone would actually pay $10,000 for it. I said it might sell for that. Patricia had interested buyers, and it was properly appraised for market value. Monica's expression shifted from fury to something calculating. She said we needed to talk, that maybe she'd overreacted about the gift. She could see now it was beautiful, blaming her reaction on work stress. She apologized. I asked if she was sorry for throwing it away or sorry it was worth money. She backpedaled, saying that wasn't fair, that she genuinely felt bad. Then she added that, since we'd been together 3 years, she deserved a cut of the sale, maybe for a vacation or that bracelet. I told her the money was mine, earned through my skill and time. I'd already decided to pay off my truck, upgrade my tools, and save the rest. None of it was going toward jewelry for someone who threw my work in the trash. That sparked the real argument. She called me petty, vindictive, said I was punishing her for one mistake, that I should have told her the box was valuable. How could she have known? I explained that value wasn't the issue. I didn't make it to sell. I made it for her out of love, to give her something unique. She discarded it because it lacked a brand name, revealing how she viewed my work and me. She switched tactics, tears welling up, saying she knew she'd messed up and wanted to fix it. 3 years together meant something. She loved me. I asked when that love started, before or after she saw the $10,000 price tag. She left, tires screeching. I made dinner and ate alone. It felt calm. The next few days were quiet. Monica stayed at Tara's, texting about needing space. That suited me fine. I worked and reflected. On Monday, Patricia called. The collector from Saturday offered $10,000 cash, a fair price from a reputable buyer. I told her to accept. The sale finalized Wednesday, with $5,000 hitting my account Thursday after the gallery's cut. I paid off the $3,000 left on my truck and saved $2,000 for a new lathe. Thursday afternoon, Monica showed up unannounced, letting herself in with her key. I was in the workshop but heard the door. She stood in the kitchen, saying we needed to reassess our relationship to figure out what we both wanted. She wasn't sure we were compatible anymore. I kept my face neutral, agreeing it was a good idea. She seemed surprised I didn't push back, asking if I'd even fight for us. I asked what she wanted me to fight for. She said she wanted me to care, to show I'd work on things. I reminded her I'd cared for 3 months, crafting something unique for her. She threw it away and mocked it to her friends. That ship had sailed when the box hit the trash. She got defensive, saying I'd never let it go, that I was holding one mistake over her forever. I said it wasn't about grudges, it was about seeing clearly. She valued flash, price tags, brand names. I valued effort, time, meaning. We wanted different things, and she'd made that undeniable. She'd done me a favor by showing it so starkly. She grabbed her remaining belongings and left, saying I'd regret this, that I was throwing away something good over pride. I returned to my work. The next week brought surprises. The collector who bought the box, Richard, contacted Patricia about a commission, a piece in the same style, $12,000 budget. I was eager. Patricia arranged a meeting. Richard flew in from San Francisco 2 weeks later. We spent 3 hours discussing the project, my process, his vision, the timeline. He knew woodworking, asked smart questions, respected the craft. We settled on terms, half up front, half on completion, 6-month timeline. The deposit hit my account within days. This was a game changer. One commission led to exposure. Patricia promoted my work aggressively, built a portfolio, and contacted other galleries. Within a month, 2 more galleries, one in Denver, one in Portland, wanted to carry my pieces on consignment. 3 weeks after the breakup, Tara called. Monica was struggling, realizing she'd made a huge mistake. She wanted to apologize properly. Could we meet for coffee? I told Tara that Monica had my number. She could call me herself. Tara said Monica was embarrassed, knew she'd acted poorly, and just needed a chance to make amends. I asked Tyra if Monica would be reaching out if the box had sold for $50 instead of $10,000. Tyra paused, then admitted Monica kept talking about the money, my talent, the commissions, the gallery interest, how she could have owned a piece worth thousands. I thanked Tyra for her candor and hung up. 4 weeks post-breakup, Monica appeared at my workshop, ignoring the closed sign. I was working on Richard's commission. She wanted to discuss our relationship. I set down my tools and told her to leave. I was busy. She noticed the piece, the premium wood, the detailed plans on my workbench. Her eyes widened. She asked if it was another commission. I said it was $12,000. She asked how many I was getting. I told her that wasn't her concern anymore. She needed to go. She shifted gears, saying she'd reflected deeply, realized what she'd lost, not just us, but being with someone whose work was gaining recognition. She could support my career now, she said, claiming to see the value in my work. I asked if she saw that value before or after the price tag. She stumbled, insisting it wasn't about money, but her words circled back to commissions, galleries, recognition. Not me, not us. I told her we were finished for good. She needed to stop showing up. She cried real tears, saying she loved me, that people make mistakes, that 3 years shouldn't be discarded. I reminded her she discarded 3 months of my work without hesitation, called it junk, laughed about it. Now she claimed to love me because my work sold for thousands. That wasn't love. She tried to hug me. I stepped back, saying I'd drop her remaining things at Tara's that weekend. We were done. She left. Watching her car vanish down the street, I felt only relief. 6 weeks after the breakup, I completed Richard's commission. He flew in to inspect it, spending an hour admiring every detail. He was ecstatic, paid the balance immediately, and asked if I'd take on 2 smaller pieces, $8,000 each, for his friends who'd seen the jewelry box. I agreed. This was becoming steady, viable. I raised my rates, became choosier with commissions, focused on challenging pieces that honed my skills. 2 months later, a local arts magazine contacted me for a feature on up-and-coming artisans, recommended by Patricia. I did the interview and photo shoot. The article, a big spread, showcased my workshop, my pieces, including the jewelry box, with Richard's permission to photograph it. It detailed my shift from corporate life to artisan, my growing gallery presence, my waitlist. My phone blew up. 4 new galleries, 8 commission requests, 2 more interview offers from larger outlets. My website crashed from traffic. I upgraded my hosting. Monica sent me the article link with one word, "Wow." I didn't reply. 3 months after the breakup, I ran into her at a restaurant during a business dinner with Patricia and a potential client. Monica was with a younger guy in a suit. She saw me, and I nodded politely, returning to my conversation. I caught her glancing over, talking to her date, but watching me. She excused herself to the restroom. I needed to go too. In the hallway, she was waiting, asking how I was. I said I was good, business was strong. She mentioned the article, said she was proud of me. I thanked her and tried to pass. She stepped in my way, saying she was seeing someone new, nothing serious, but she still thought about us. Could we talk, really talk? I said I was glad she was moving on. I had too. She asked if I was dating. I said that wasn't relevant. What mattered was the lesson I'd learned from her. Don't ignore red flags, don't stay with someone who disrespects my work or time. She taught me that clearly, and I was grateful. Her face fell. She asked if I'd forgive her. I said there was nothing to forgive. She'd shown me who she was, and I'd believed her. We'd both moved on. I wished her well, stepped past, and used the restroom. When I returned, she was gone, her date sitting alone, puzzled. I went back to my table and secured a $15,000 commission. 4 months after the breakup, I opened my own studio, a small space for both workshop and gallery. Patricia helped with the setup, advising on layout, lighting, displays. She'd become a true friend and mentor. The opening night was packed. I sold 3 pieces and booked 5 commissions. My parents, sister, and real friends who'd supported my career shift attended. Monica appeared outside, dressed up, standing by the window for 10 minutes, watching but never entering. Then she left. That was 5 months ago. I haven't heard from her since. My business is flourishing. Richard's network keeps me booked for 8 months. I've raised my prices twice, still can't meet demand. I've been seeing someone new, Rachel, a librarian, for 6 weeks. She knows little about woodworking but asks questions, genuinely curious about my passion. 2 weeks ago, she spent an afternoon in my studio, watching me work, calling it calming, beautiful. When I gave her a small wooden bookmark I'd made, she teared up, saying it was the most thoughtful gift she'd ever gotten. She carries it in her purse, shows it off, not for its price, but because it was made for her. That's the difference I'd been seeking. The jewelry box resides in Richard's collection. He sends photos sometimes. It's in his study, holding his late wife's jewelry. He says it evokes permanence, craftsmanship, lasting value. 6 months after the breakup, Monica emailed me. A long apology saying she'd grown, realized what she'd lost. Not money or status, but me, our relationship, our potential future. She'd been shallow, materialistic, but she'd changed. Could we meet for coffee, no expectations? I read it twice, then deleted it. Some things can't be mended. Some bridges burn entirely. She discarded something precious because it lacked a brand, a price tag, revealing her values, her character. Maybe she's changed, maybe not. It doesn't matter. I'm building a life, a career, a legacy. Every piece I create carries meaning, demands time, care, skill. The right people see that, treasure it. Rachel sees it. Richard sees it. Patricia sees it. The collectors and galleries see it. That's enough.